Hey guys, it's Laurie from Cook Scrapcraft, and today I'm doing something that I haven't done in a while, but I meant to be doing it like at least once a month, so hopefully I can kind of get back into it. But it is a Scraplift myself series layout process video. So I wanted to show you the original layout. I was going through an old album. This one is from, oh my goodness, I think 2006. So very old. And it's very simple. It's got four 4x6 photos on this side and 3 on this side with some journaling right in here. Very bare, not a lot of embellishments. I have some snowflake stickers here, and then the pattern paper is like starburst snow things. And then this is kind of like the title, the words that are here. I basically, when I was making this album, I was in college and I was just kind of using what I could find at Walmart at the time. But I like the idea of this design and getting so many photos on a page. So I have a bunch of photos, surprisingly, from Christmas Day. And I decided that I was going to kind of sketch out a different way to recreate this. And I might veer from the sketch a little bit, but I still wanted to sort of keep the same basic design where it's sort of like we're doing like an L here and then an upside down L over here, keeping a big title right here. I decided I was going to move the journaling up into this empty space because I only had 6 photos, not 7. So this is going to be like big embellishment journaling spot here, perhaps. Maybe add a little border, do 2 pieces of pattern paper and then have the background paper. Some embellishments probably over here. I was thinking some word strips, some sticker phrases to go kind of in this area, or maybe some other type of embellishment. I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what I have to work with in my Christmas stash. So that's the goal for this 2-page layout. Wish me luck. And as I scraplift myself. Okay, here we go. So I specifically purchased several new Christmas themed scrapbook papers and alpha stickers and embellishments for this layout because I still had some leftover stuff from the past Christmas season when I purchased like the Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection and the Pink Fresh collection. I can't remember what they were called, but I didn't have any paper. I had the embellishments, but no paper. So judging by what I did have, I decided that bright colors would be best. So I got 2 pieces of a green basil cardstock, and I'll try to link I think that was my February haul video. I got that in February, so I'll try to link that below so you can get more details about the stuff that I picked out. And then I went with the Bella Boulevard Fa La La line because it had some of those bright greens, blues, and pinks that were very similar to like the Pink Fresh and the Pretty Little Studio items that I had picked up over Christmas. So it's going to be a 2-page layout, as you saw, and I'm using 6 photos instead of 7. As that I had 7 in the original layout, so I'm using 6 for here because that's all I had. And I'm actually combining that first photo there of the tree. That's what it looks like on Christmas Eve with everything underneath. And instead of keeping everything as 4x6, just to kind of save some room and not cover up too much of the pattern papers, especially that Merry Christmas banner or the little strip that says Merry Christmas, I don't want to cover that up too much. So I cut down my photos. There's going to be at least 1 4x6 on each page, and then the other 2 photos will be smaller. So if you could also save yourself some time and just print the photos out in a smaller size, especially if you're using your home printer to print these out. I print my things from Persnickety Prints, and you can choose different sizes because I'm always printing like a lot of photos at once. I just don't feel like taking the time to go through and change the size for each individual photo. So I just go 4x6 bulk, whatever, and then I just cut them down as best that I can once I have the photos and I decide what I want to do with them. I think that's another problem, and something that I'm trying to be more cautious of, especially this year, is kind of deciding what I want to do with the photos before I purchase anything, at least in terms of scrapbook supplies. If I could actually figure out a sketch that I want to do or a design that I want to do before I print the photos, that would actually also help me decide what kind of size I should be printing them, or how I should be cropping them. But if I can just if I can just be a little bit more intentional with purchasing scrapbook supplies this year, I think that will go a long way. Now, the original sketch that I created based off of my previous layout had the photo kind of more at the bottom there, and then there was going to be some journaling up at the top. I moved that 4x6 photo up because, again, that strip down there says Merry Christmas, and I didn't want to cover it all up because otherwise, like, what's the point of having that? So I'm making some changes to my sketch, which is totally okay. So I'm just going to move that photo up there, and I will figure out how to adapt everything around that once I get there. Now, I am going to back this little photo. I can't remember specifically the size of that one. It's like something by 4, I think. Maybe it could be a 4x4. It looks a little bit more rectangular. It doesn't matter. You can make your photos be whatever size you want. But I'm just going to back it with some red paper from that Bella Boulevard collection, just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more and just to do something different from the other 3 photos that are on the page. So again, I'm not doing a specific L design. This ends up being more of a T shape, and that's totally fine. I like the way that it looks, and everything has a place. Everything fits well with the pattern papers that I chose, and now it's time to figure out the embellishments. So as I said, I have a lot left over in terms of embellishments. Cocoa Vanilla Studio, Merry and Bright Collection, Pretty Little Studio, what else to Pink Fresh. So what I want to do, because this is December 25th, I'm looking in my Pretty Little Studio. I think they were called like candy bowl numbers or something like that. I'm looking for the one that says 25 because I want to make it very clear that these were the day of Christmas Day, the 25th of Christmas. So I've got a flare button from Cocoa Vanilla. I just love their flare buttons. They're so great. And that one I think also says 25. And then I'm also going to add in some enamel dots, which may have been Pink Fresh. I am not totally sure. And of course, I didn't keep them in the packaging. I kind of split that enamel dots sheet up. I have some of those enamel dots in my March Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit, which I still need to use up. And then the rest of them I kept in this kit. So I think they're actually the Pink Fresh enamel dots. And I was really surprised how many of last Christmas's product lines were still available. I got all this stuff from scrapbook.com because sometimes, you're trying to buy Christmas stuff when it's not the Christmas season. And I guess I'm just used to a local scrapbook store, which I haven't been in over a year. I'm used to sometimes not finding things that I want seasonally because they're not in season. But scrapbook.com did still have a really good selection of the Christmas products. Some of it has been discontinued, some of it's not available anymore, or it's sold out. But they did have this Bella Boulevard line, and so I was able to get what I needed. I'm curious, as I continue going about embellishing this first page of the layout, how many of you also go back through old scrapbook albums and find designs that you like that you can replicate and make them more into your modern day scrapbooking style. So if you've done stuff like that before, let me know in the comments below. And also if you have a scrapbook process video of you doing a scraplift of yourself, definitely link up that below so I can check those out. I'd love to see all of your work as you're watching my work. I have 2 sets of American Crafts thickers. So the green one, I think the red one was actually specifically a Christmas related thing, and it's a little bit more scripty, looks a little fancier. This one was, it's just a green color. I think it might have had something to do with a past Chamel collection. I could be wrong about that, but I liked the green with the red. I like the juxtaposition of the 2 different type or font types, and the title that I'm going to do, now originally I was going to have it go all the way across the page, but because I moved that photo up, it's going to change the way I do the title. But the title is going to be Our Own Christmas, and I decided to call it that. I mean, I could have called it COVID Christmas, but I actually have some other photos from Christmas Eve that I still need to scrapbook, and I think I'm going to have those be COVID Christmas since they are going to be first before this 2-page layout in my album.
So I'm calling it our own Christmas because that's basically what it was. We didn't see any family members on Christmas Day. We woke up, we did presents, we made chocolate donuts, and then we just made a bunch of appetizers for dinner. Probably too much appetizers for dinner because we had a lot of leftovers since it was just the three of us. But it was really nice not having to go anywhere and not having to rush around or worry about seeing everybody, because sometimes that just takes the joy out of it when you're so busy and you just don't have time to relax and really just sit and watch your kid play with her presents. Yeah, that's all she wants to do. She wants to open the presents and then she wants to play with them all day. And that's what she got to do this year. So, as disappointing as it was that we couldn't see certain family members for Christmas, at least we were able to just kind of do our own thing and have our own Christmas and enjoy it. So I really like that Christmas tree. That's from the Coco Vanilla Studio collection. I know they have a new collection out, kind of a summary collection, and I haven't purchased it yet. I know it's at Paper Issues, but a lot of it's probably already sold out, so I've kind of missed the boat on that one. But I love Coco Vanilla. I love everything they do, and I'm just trying to kind of figure out how I want to balance all of these pieces out, because I do want to still have my journaling up there, and I like those journaling spots. So I thought about doing 3. Those journaling spots are actually kind of big. I thought it was too big to do 3 of them there, so I'm going to do 2 and then a little embellishment cluster. And for the life of me, I cannot find my black pen. I would have preferred probably to use a black pen to do the journaling. I have no idea where my black Zig writer is. So if you guys know where it is, please let me know. I feel like I saw it recently, and who knows, like my kid comes down here and I let her sit at my desk and like make cards and put stickers everywhere. Did she move it? Did it drop somewhere and is now in like a box or a bag? I don't know. And that's probably a sign that I need to clean up my scrap room. And yes, I do sort of work in organized chaos. It works for me. I'm okay with it most times, but I do sometimes really want to have, that pristine scrap room with all the beautiful shelves and everything looks super clean and nice. I just don't have that. That's not the space that I have. That's not, I was going to say it's not my style. It is my style. I like having clean and organized things because it makes it easier to find things. But I would actually rather just be creating. And if I'm going to make a mess, I'm going to make a mess. And maybe the things that I leave out on my desk from that previous mess, I'm going to use on another mess. So you work around things. One day, when I have all the free time in the world, I will do a better job of organizing and cleaning my scrap room. That day is not today. All right, so now I'm going on to the second page, and you can see that even though I had kind of mapped out where I wanted the stuff on the previous page to go, that embellishment cluster and my journaling, I ended up moving it. I moved it in the end. I made a last minute decision to angle those journaling spots in a different way and then move the embellishment cluster up. And that's fine. You can do that. Just because you've mapped something out or sketched something out one way doesn't mean you can't move things around, because you never know. Sometimes, like, I don't ever know what embellishments I'm going to use until I sit down and start kind of looking at what I have and figuring out what there is. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, I like the way this looks. And then I go and put the adhesive on and I go, oh, wait a second, I like this way better. So I'm kind of trying to mirror on the second page, obviously, what I did on the first page. So the pattern paper all goes straight across, or it looks like it goes straight across, which I love. So I have the 3 different pattern papers, and now I have cut down 2 of my photos. One of them is still 4x6. As I did on the first page, I backed one of my photos with the red paper. And now it comes to putting those red alpha stickers down. And as I said before, in my original sketch, I was going to do the title going straight across the page. But because I moved my photo up, that changed things. So I wasn't sure I was going to like having those red letters going across that photo there. So instead, I just brought them down. So it's kind of like a stair step title or something. And I am okay with that, because sometimes I like putting letters on photos or stickers on photos. I don't mind that. I used to not do that. I couldn't imagine covering up part of a photo with a sticker or something. I thought that would ruin it. And then I started looking at what other people were doing, and this was many years ago, and I went, you know what? I should do that because I like the way it looks. I really like the way it looks. It's almost kind of reminds me of like what you see in magazines, how sometimes text goes over a photo or something goes over a photo. So that is something that I have no problem doing, but I just didn't feel like doing it in this one. I didn't want it to I didn't want the alpha stickers to get lost in the darkness of my daughter's pajamas. And then I had the red the red paper behind the photo, and the letters were red. So anyway, so I got that down. Now I'm just trying to put down all the rest of the photos, and in the original sketch, I'd wanted to do some phrase stickers. So I have some Cocoa Vanilla phrase stickers, and I'm trying to find like a big embellishment that can go in that space next to the photo there. And what I really like is that snow globe. And I thought maybe I would do like a bigger embellishment cluster, but that pattern paper is so busy with all those bright colored ornaments on it. So I just said, you know what? Yeah, we don't need to do that. We're just going to stack the word phrases on top of the snow globe. And the snow globe is also from the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Merry and Bright collection. And they're they are an Australian company. So sometimes it is harder to find people who will carry their product or who will have it in stock, just because it takes so long for it to ship. It's not always easy to restock it. So, word of advice, if you hear that Cocoa Vanilla is going to be available at your preferred scrapbook retailer, don't wait. Just purchase it. So I'm just adding in a few more embellishments, and then in like a minute, there are going to be some close-ups. I can't believe this is almost done. It is a little bit longer than my normal process videos, but it's a 2-pager. So 2-pagers sometimes take a little bit longer, especially when you're trying to like figure out the best layout and design. So I really recommend, if you want to do a 2-pager, find a sketch that really helps out, especially if you've got a lot of photos on the page, you want to get them all in, or kind of like create your own sketch and just map it out first so you know how many photos you need and where everything is going to go, just so you have an idea. I'm not sure how many of you actually do 2-page layouts. A lot of people do single-page layouts, which I do a lot of as well. I used to do a lot of 2-pagers, and then I kind of changed speeds, changed gears a couple of years ago, and I have scrapbook.com to blame for that, because there's just so much inspiration from other scrapbookers on there. So if you're not on scrapbook.com, I would recommend getting on it, and if you want continued inspiration, definitely give this video a thumbs up and click subscribe below so you don't miss out on more scrapbook process videos. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.